Okay, so, yeah, the light here. This build is hopefully going to be pretty simple. It's basically just kind of a swordish blade, big knife blade, attached to a small wrench knife. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to forge my main blade, a chunk of leaf spring here, and then forge kind of a knife out of this. I'll give it a chisel grind so that way it's only on one side, and then bolt it onto my handle. It's, yeah, pretty simple build, I hope. Emphasis on I hope. And it's at this moment Carlia realizes she's not wearing earplugs. So now that we have our blade forged, it's a little different, but you know, I usually don't make things quite the same anyway. I'm going to take my wrench. I'm going to probably cut off the end at an angle just to make forging just a little easier. Forge it into a knife, or, well, sort of look like a knife. I'll probably make it to where one side is beveled and then the other side just flat, so that way when it's bolted onto the side, here like it is in the game, it fits, you know, flat against it instead of being slightly sideways. I think in the game, since they actually carry wrench knives, my guess is that they just took their wrench knives and attached a bigger blade to it, but that's just a guess. I also need to take this and straighten it so it's not sideways. So, cut that, forge knife, bolt on the bigger blade. Well, drill holes and bolt on the bigger blade. I want to finish the blade before I do all that. Okay, so now that we have our two pieces made, this is one of the ugliest wrench knives I think I've ever seen. But this is pretty close to shape based on the game. And what I'm going to do is, of course, refine the shape, give it the, you know, a little more refined look, put an edge on it, put my serrations along the back, and then drill a 1/4 inch hole through this and this so I can bolt the two together. I'm not gonna lie, this actually was a lot harder to make than I thought, trying to get this lined up where my hand could fit in there. It wouldn't be so hard if I could, you know, hold, you know, 1500 degree steel and see if my hand fit or not, but I can't do that because I like having my hands functional. So anyway, gonna grind it, drill a couple holes, and then we're ready for heat treat. Okay, now all we have left is to bolt it together. Which, you know, very self-explanatory. Line them up. In the game, it looks like the actual bolted, or the nut, I should say. I don't know why I always mix those two up. Is facing the same way as your pre-made knife. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the top. And I just realized I forgot the lock washers. There we go. I would recommend a wrench, but since I don't have one of those in here at the moment, I'm just going to tighten with pliers. There we go. Not the most comfortable thing to hold, but definitely a cool build. Okay, so not gonna lie, I've kind of wanted one of these since playing Fallout 4, or at least when I replayed it and got all the DLCs. Honestly, I think the game's kind of boring compared to New Vegas and 3, especially New Vegas. 3 was all right, but let's be real, Fallout New Vegas is, you know, best game ever. So anyway, like I said, the handle's a little small. I might wrap it in like paracord or something later, but at the moment, it's not really too bad. Not 100% accurate to the game, but I kind of like to take something from like a game, just kind of go my own direction with it. As you can see with this, it's a little different. And I also want to say that ZNA Productions also made a version of this. I don't know, someone might point this out. His, I think, was more of a prop than mine is, because this is actually forged steel. I think he just kind of cut his out. Anyway, this isn't really based on his. I just feel like I should probably point that out before someone else does. I also want to give a shout out to the Zedbought Venger on YouTube, or Backyard Zedbought on Instagram. I really hope I'm pronouncing your YouTube right. If not, I apologize. Anyway, to everyone else watching this, he seems to be a lot newer on YouTube. Makes some really cool stuff, and I think you probably like what he has. If you like builds like this, or you know, just cool weapon builds, I'd recommend checking him out. See, he's got some crossbows, got some prop style guns, very similar to some of the older ZNA production stuff, which I know I've had in my comments mentioned several times, and myself he's been a huge inspiration to us. So, like I said, links to his YouTube and Instagram in the description below. I don't think you'll be disappointed.